really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me, but to me.
Cathartic.
As if I'm Weasel.
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star, and this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out, and I think I was so vulnerable and uncomfortable.
Girl, Ryan Reynolds might have been the golden boy of Hollywood for a minute, but trust, the gloves are coming off. Turns out the glittery facade of Mr. Nice Guy has been hiding some serious ego issues, rudeness, and even straight-up bullying. And now, celebs are finally spilling the tea. You're not ready for the 10 stars who have come for him with some brutally honest words about his behavior. For the longest time, Ryan's been able to cover up his true self by playing the charming, funny guy, but dear, it all came crashing down when he straight up went in on the Jersey Shore crew Sammy Giancola and Dina Cortese. When the cast was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, they were asked about their experiences with rude celebs. Sammy, being the smart one, tried to dodge the drama, but we all know sometimes naming names in Hollywood can come back to bite ya. But trust, the deeper we dig into this mess, the more we see why even A-listers have to keep their mouths shut about it. Get ready, because this is about to get real. Sammy said,
me and Gina encountered a rude celebrity once, and we don't want to say who it is.
So while Sammy was out here trying to keep it cute and avoid the drama, Dina wasn't having it. She just let the cat out of the bag and straight up said it was Ryan Reynolds they were talking about. But don't get it twisted. Dina still tried to play the I'm cool with him card, talking about how much she loves Ryan and Blake Lively, even though he wasn't exactly warm toward them. Like, sis tried to keep it classy, but the shade was there. Sammy, on the other hand, was like, yeah, Ryan was rude, but I still love him, giving him the whole, maybe he was just having a bad day pass. Bless her heart, right? But trust, Sammy and Dina aren't the only ones out here trying to keep it cute while spilling the tea on their rude celebrity run-ins. Take Rebecca Ferguson, for example. Homegirl was straight up disrespected on set by a co-star to the point where she had to tell the world about it. She didn't name names, but girl, she described that soul-crushing experience in detail, and it left us all shook. Celeb life ain't always the fairy tale it looks like on the red carpet.
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star, and this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out, and I think I was so vulnerable and uncomfortable that I got screamed at. But because this person was number one on a call sheet, there was no safety net for me. So no one had my back.
So, even though Rebecca was shook, scared to her core of this person, ain't nobody had her back. Why? Well, because the co-star in question, a big shot in Hollywood, dear super influential, and they were the star of the show, pulling all the strings behind the scenes. But let me tell you, Rebecca wasn't backing down. She put her foot down and said,
and I remember the next day I walked on and I said, you get off my set. This is the first time I've ever spoken. I remember being so scared. Yes. And I looked at this person and I said, you can F off. I'm gonna work towards a tennis ball. I never wanna see you again.
But honey, it wasn't a walk in the park. The producers couldn't just let that co-star go, not with them being the top dog on set, calling all the shots. So Rebecca? Oh, she had to play it smart. She took the backdoor route, found a whole different way to stand up for herself. And trust, it wasn't easy.
And I said, but the person can turn around and I can act to the back head.
So Rebecca dropped this bomb, throwing shade at some mysterious but popular figure, and now the whole world is in a frenzy, trying to figure out who she was talking about. Here's where it gets juicy. If this was a situation where it made sense to take a swing at someone, it had to have been during a CGI movie. Why? Because they could easily work around that with some slick editing. But hold up, there's more. One of her past projects, Life, just fits this whole story to a T. She was in that film with none other than Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal. And now the speculation is on fire. People were tossing around names like Jack and other past co-stars, but now, the whispers are pointing straight at Ryan, especially with all that messy drama surrounding him, Blake, and Justin's lawsuits. Yikes! During the Life promo, Rebecca was playing it cool, doing her thing solo without her two leading men, and it's looking like the incident went down right on that set. Now everyone's side-eyeing Ryan, and honestly, this wouldn't be the first time someone's been real careful about mentioning his name. Oh, and you know what's even scarier about this whole thing? So, Rebecca never dropped any names. Her phone was blowing up with calls from her coworkers, practically tripping over themselves to warn her, saying, "Girl, do you realize what you've just done?" But Rebecca, she stood tall and straight up told them, "If you're a real one, you ain't got nothing to worry about." Now let me tell you, the mess with Ryan goes deep. He was out here frontin', acting all righteous like he was the model citizen. But once that truth started slipping out, oh, the real Ryan came crashing through. And wait for it, you won't believe this, but it turns out Rebecca's not the only one who's got a bone to pick with Ryan. Jake, yep, the same dude who used to roll with him like brothers, is out here throwing all the shade, denying that man's existence now.
We know you have an ongoing feud with Ryan. You know that guy. What's it gonna take for him to actually be BFFs with you?
Well, I mean, in truth, there was a time in which we were.
It looks like Ryan pulled a move that Jake just can't let slide. He straight up dismissed him and didn't even care enough to apologize. Now that's cold.
Any words for Ryan, seeing as the next time we talk to him, he will be seeing this?
I have nothing to say to him.
Now we gotta talk about Morena Baccarin, cause sis had a whole different experience with Ryan Reynolds. You know, she was out here giving it her all in the first Deadpool, playing a key role. But then, bam, out of nowhere, she goes from center stage to barely even a background player. And don't get it twisted, this ain't no accident apparently. Morena got the cold shoulder after a major fallout with Ryan on set. Word on the street is, Ryan had her cut out of press events and promos, making sure she wasn't seen with the crew at all. At the premiere, the red carpet pics tell it all. Morena was out there solo, and guess who's behind that move? Yep, Ryan himself. It's like deja vu from It Ends With Us with Blake and Justin, where the drama behind the scenes spilled into the spotlight. Morena wasn't even chilling with the rest of the cast at the premiere, despite them all being cozy with Ryan. So word is the agreement might have been about changing up her role or tweaking the jokes in the movie. But Ryan's ego? Yeah, that couldn't handle it. Whatever went down behind the scenes, though, Ryan flexed his power, straight up sidelining the actress who refused to back down, leaving her with nobody to back her against him. And get this, TJ Miller, yep, his own co-star, called him out for all that insecurity he tries to hide behind his jokes. TJ, who plays Weasel in Deadpool, straight up spilled the tea, saying he dipped from the film because of Ryan's attitude. And guess what? He said even if they threw double the money at him for Deadpool 3, he wouldn't come back. The shade didn't stop there. TJ admitted he'd never work with Ryan again, because he never bounced back from how horribly Ryan treated him on set.
Really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me, but to me.
Cathartic.
As if I'm Weasel.
Even though they both dabble in comedy, TJ ain't buying it for 1 second. He's dead set on the idea that Ryan wasn't cracking jokes. Nah, he was straight up throwing shade to bring him down. No apology, no remorse, just cold as ice when he said,
So he was like, you know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.
So he's riffed.
Now, TJ couldn't wrap his mind around why Ryan would come at him like that. He's just trying to play his part, a minor character. And yet Ryan hit him with that, you're not the star shade. He ain't buying it, says it's all about Ryan's deep-seated insecurities. Plain and simple, Ryan had to remind him that he's on a higher level of success with classic moves. And let me tell you, this ain't the first time Ryan's been called out for being insecure. Oh no, even his exes have said it, and the way he left his ex-wife scarred, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Now when TJ said he'd never work with Ryan again, he wasn't playing, he shared that same sentiment with Tim Miller, the former director of Deadpool. Tim dipped from the job because of Ryan's whole my way or the highway attitude. Tim laid it out, saying Ryan was so possessive over Deadpool that it pushed him out the door. Ryan wanted to be the one running the show, and while you can work that way as a director, Tim was like, nah, not me. He ain't got time for that. I can debate with you, but if I can't win, I'm out, Tim said. He ain't about that. Negotiate every little decision, life. There's just too much to handle. Ryan being the face of the franchise? Yeah, it gave him the upper hand, but clearly it came at a cost. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it. If you're feeling the vibe, hit that like button. And if you're new to the fam, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when we drop the latest and greatest. Thanks for tuning in.